Hello and welcome to ARK, the complete series. Well, today the plan is to head over to... Well, I think we'll go to the bog this time round because I was having a look on the missions list that we've got here. We have a look at all missions. One of the things I'm interested in, I'm trying to get as many of these glitches as I can find along the way. We've barely touched the bog, so it kind of makes sense to go there. I mean, I'm surprised there's only 4 left to find in the volcanic area. And I think there's a key part of the volcanic area I missed. The actual lunar one, I must admit, is interesting to say the least. That one, yeah, that was certainly eventful. But the plan now is, like I say, I want to go over to the bog and have a bit of a look around there. So I've actually got another ferox. So she's kind of like similar to the last one that we lost in the lunar biome. So hopefully I can... yeah, keep this one without losing it so quick. So, oh, hello.
G'day, Survivor. Ready for adventure?
Yeah, because I want to go to the bog this time. Yeah, that doesn't sound appropriate. But, go to biome, teleport to the bog.
Preparing to teleport.
Okay, fair enough. So at least I've got my food levels back up now, because, yeah, I took a bit of a battering in there when I was doing the bit of an exploration around the lunar biome. So I've already been over to the bog, and I'm going to have to be a bit careful because there's bloodstalkers up there, and they can pull you off your mount. Might even pull this little furry ferox off as well. But I want to have a look around there. I mean, I'm quite happy to take the
Teleport activated.
The rock drake here, because I'm finding it's really useful to get around. It's kind of put me off actually really getting an actual
right on target.
bloodstalker, because they're just so useful. They can just glide around, go where they like. And when they made Genesis, I mean, they kind of like were trying to put you off going... Well, they basically tried to put you off from going up to higher heights in order to probably get you to get the actual bloodstalker, which kind of makes sense because it's a new creature they introduced. So it stands to reason they want you to actually go and, tame one of those. And it's an interesting taming mechanic, I must admit. It uses... It's a case of you've got to get it to basically try and suck the blood out of yourself, and then it's a case of if you really want a good sort of efficiency, you've got to get it to drain all the blood from your tames, and then you finish it off by getting it to get the blood out of you. So I mean, places like this would be quite difficult to get to without a flyer. Looks like you could probably run up this one, but you wouldn't particularly notice things like that if you weren't on, flying around. So it kind of makes sense why they disable flyers, but this thing's not, technically it's not a flyer, so yeah.
You got it! We might start finding more glitches like this one as the Genesis simulation changes around us. I'm seeing directives to increase dino aggression by a few ticks and change the air composition in some of the biomes. I don't know whether those directives can override the system's default settings, but I reckon it's one more thing for us to worry about.
Who said anybody was worrying about things? No point worrying about things. Right, so let's have a bit of a glide. So yeah, we can't fly, but nothing in the rules to say you can't glide. Aha, there's one over there. So yeah, I remember on the lunar one that I was doing, I was up quite high when I was exploring that, and I could see that sort of effect. So I kind of figured that one must have been lower down. You can see this one, it's right on the ground, and the effects stretch right up into the sky. Does that catch you out?
Too right! The data storage system's churned up another glitch. Something is seriously wrong in there. Some of the survivor mines have entire sectors missing. So bad, they can't spawn in the simulation. You feel alright though, don't you? Your noggin looks fine, and you've got the same go-get-em attitude as usual. If you feel odd, up in your head I mean, just let your friend HLNA know, yeah?
Okay. Not sure how that's going to help, but yeah, whatever. Ah, there's a one over there. Right, not a bloodstalker, thankfully. There's a glitch over there. So that's all I'm looking for at this stage. I'm just having a bit of a mooch around to see if I can find any glitches, because it's one way of getting the hexagons, but it's also quite interesting for the story.
Aces, mate. That glitch was just a maintenance thing. Easily sorted. Turns out the interface between mind and body for you survivors is rather delicate. But with the right code, you can pluck survivors' minds right out of their bodies, or plop those minds back into bodies. That means you aren't in the Genesis simulation forever. Just long enough to get these tests done, huh?
I don't exactly know what tests, but okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's it! The second generation of immersive simulation was idealized versions of the real world. National parks, tourist attractions, and shopping centres. Holy dooly, there were lots of shopping centres. This glitch was a bit of leftover code from one of those. If you wanted to buy discount aftershave, then sorry, I just deleted the remnants of an old shopping centre.
What? Oh man, that sucks. I could have spent my money on. Oh, there's a thought. I could have bought the ARK game. Spent my hexagons on.
You got it!
On the ARK game. That would be fun. Playing ARK within ARK.
Apparently survivor B424660 fancied dodos, and she wasn't the full quid. At first, she just tamed them. But then she'd tell other survivors that the dodos were talking to her. Then it got really weird. She started going on about how she knew the revealed dodo wisdom, and other survivors could become disciples of the dodo. When she finally carved it, a Rex ate her. Hundreds of dodos gathered round, and it threw up the glitch I just fixed.
Okay.
Yes! We're finding more than our fair share of glitches, huh? Lots of different causes, but the Genesis simulation is supposed to be able to handle anything. As far as I can tell, they launched the simulation in a hurry. I found a file with heaps of issues that a quality assurance team was supposed to check on. It's a list as long as my arm. Or it would be if I had arms. You know what I mean.
Okay, that's interesting. Interesting to know.
Too right.
I know you're busy, scratching in the dirt, or lying among the beasts, or whatever you call progress, but I want to remind you of the real goal of all this. To please me. Thus far, you're failing, survivor.
Rack off. We got better things to do. Aces, mate. For once, we've got a glitch that isn't caused by intruders or misbehaving survivors. This one was structural. The makers of the simulation called it a key jewel, a combination of key and nodule. And it's a self-contained passkey capable of editing itself. You should see what it looks like in the coding VR. It's a wee, unassuming thing, but drop it in the wrong part of the simulation, and it'll cause heaps of trouble.
Okay. So there's one over there. Right, so if we... Right, we'll cycle that. So that is our... I'm just being careful because I'm pretty sure if I press R, I'll throw my little ferox up. Right, so there's one over there. There's one over there, and there's... They look like different ones.
You got it! That glitch was supposed to be an invisible camera. That's
What?
a first. Someone or something is trying to do real-time observations of individual survivors. And I think that one was aimed at us. The Genesis simulation tracks what we do and how we perform. But real-time observation isn't something it's set up for. With countless survivors running about, what's so special about us?
Good question. Is that what I think it is? No, it's not. Thought it was one of those crazy chickens. Right.
Yeah, that's it! I was peeking around the survivor database just now.
As you do.
Come on, you know how curious I get. And I saw a bit of a structure of your minds.
What?
If the file size is anything to go by, what makes you, you, specifically, is much more your personality than your memories. That's what the makers of the Genesis simulation lavish their attention on, getting your personality just right. And if they had to cut corners on your memories of old-time Earth, well, I guess you can't remember.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can't remember you forgot something.
You got it! Everything in this simulation is supposed to be here, with 2 exceptions. One exception, obviously, is these glitches we keep fixing. But the other exception worries me. There's evidence of self-aware presences, avatars to use the technical term, lurking about within the system. I don't know why they're here, but they definitely aren't supposed to be part of the simulation.
Right, I'm just trying to figure out where that other one is. Because there's a one around you can see. It's like kind of like up top, if you will. I could see it up there, but I can't. Unless that's it over there. It's just this particular area. It seems to be. There seems to be a lot of glitches. It's unusual.
Yes! Now that I've fixed that glitch, we can get moving. I reckon it's important to keep moving here. This bog has a million ways to get you stuck. Let's see, there's quicksand, massive spiderwebs, thick foliage, rising water from monsoons, plus all the muck that sticks to everything. Makes me glad I can float, it does.
Okay. Right, let's get the next one then.
Too right!
How does it feel to be less than human? You are just in a simulation. You are a simulation of a real human being.
Ah! And you're a simulation of a real drongo.
Okay. Aha! There's one over there. This is definitely so much easier with this rock drake.
Aces, mate!
Hang on a minute. Why didn't you say anything about that one? Yeah, this would be so much harder without like say like a rock drake, for example. Or if you had a, you could do it with like a bloodstalker as well. I think that was the plan. Great, you got it, but you're not telling me anything. What did you get?
Yeah, that's it!
There's no point giving me, like, the task of chasing after glitches if they're not going to tell me anything about them. Unless there's, like, only so many things they can tell you anyway. Maybe they just ran out of stories or something. Oh, terror chickens. Where are you going? This doesn't make sense. The rock drake's going everywhere but where I wanted to go.
Yes!
Well, this is not going to plan. I'm getting a lot of glitches and I'm just not getting anything interesting about them. We're up to 19 out of 30.
Too right.
Seriously? Why are you not telling me about these things? Aha! See there's one right the way up there. I mean, there was no way you'd be able to spot something like that if you were on foot. Yeah, it would be a lot easier if you had flyers. It seriously makes it like tempted to sort of like unlock that restriction. Can you turn around? I mean, even if you've got the Bloodstalker, having an actual flyer is a lot easier because you can just stay in. Yeah,
Aces, mate.
I suppose you can do with the Bloodstalker.
That glitch is fixed. Pity it was hard to reach. This biome is such a dismal place to get around in. You humans must be used to life in the swamp, yeah? After all, that's where you come from. The Fertile Crescent was a swamp before the first humans drained it for agriculture. Makes me wonder whether you survivors are planning to drain this bog too.
Not sure if I want to go that far. Right, so that's kind of in the middle-ish. Oh wow, you can just about see the ceiling there. Man, this is just such fun. You go to the heights and then this is just brilliant. I mean, you can get some good fun with a rock drake and aberration, but this, yeah, I think this is even better. How the heck do I get in there? Oh, there. Let's take these raptors out first. Oh, terror chickens. Never good. Oh, it wasn't. It's a Mosa. I thought they were terror chickens over there.
Yeah, that's it! That glitch was a budgy bit of code from the survivor database. I fixed the glitch, no worries there. But someone's mucking about with survivor minds that aren't even active in the Genesis simulation. For whatever reason, some survivors don't respawn when they die in the simulation. The system is supposed to just hold their minds in storage, but something is going in and editing them. And if those edits are causing the glitches, I doubt the editor is being gentle.
Sounds like someone wants to get rid of survivors. I wonder who that might be. I thought I'd fallen through something there.
This biome is teeming with life. So much life that it's making the simulation glitch out. Imagine what it takes to keep track of the insect swarms alone. Imagine what it takes to keep track of the insect swarms alone. Thousands of insects, each on its own flight path, each looking for something to consume. They're rather like tiny versions of you survivors, aren't they?
It's a bit of a sarcastic comment. Ooh. Hold on, this is not working. Why am I not hitting? Oh yeah, maybe it's because it's a simulation. What are we dealing with? Ooh, a sargo. That is something I don't want to be messing around with. Sargo and the capital. Jeez Louise. Seriously? Let's see if I can just jump off and grab this before it suddenly recognizes me.
Yes!
And you're still not going to tell me anything. Right then, so how many have we got? 20 something, I'd imagine. That's not too bad, 24 out of 30. So we're kind of caught up a bit, so at some point I'm going to... Ah, you must have to pass a certain number then to potentially complete it. Well, I don't get that one. I mean, this one's at 24 and it's completed. That one's at 11 and it's completed. So there's still these ones. I mean, that's almost 30. So that's a bit weird, that I must admit. But anywho, I mean, we've got quite a lot. So there's only about 6 we're missing out of that zone, 4 out of that. Still have to probably go back that, find those 8 and so on. But yeah, it's quite a lot. So we're up to, oh wow, we're almost up to 100,000 hexagons. So I suppose at this point, I mean, probably want to go back to these 2 at some point to try and hunt around. Although I did search the ocean before, might have to do a bit more searching. But there's all these actual missions that we haven't really touched. Ones where you've got to go and search for things, ones you've got to go and do races and so on. So, yeah, that could be quite tempting. But of course, that's all for another episode.